today. From FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. Fields it in the middle of the end. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
The pass.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And does Washington have it? They do.
The quarterback sack.
So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. 4 receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
The numbers in last week's game for Stewart. 8 catches, 86 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
Second and 12. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's taken in by Stewart.
The pass.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and...
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And this one is right down the middle. And it's 3-0 Washington.
Makes this Washington 3, Raiders 0.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
And now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now back to throw. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Number 38.
Just a pickup of 3, but that is indeed enough.
You know I'm old school, so I always want to hammer in my backfield. But in short yardage situations, 3rd down pickups, I got to have him. And he picked it up for him right there.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And you can see it's no race for the top spot. That's been decided. These guys will hope to get through Week 17 in one piece before they host a division round game in 2 weeks' time.
And I think that what they'll do is they'll be very selective about who plays in this game, all right? There's certain guys that maybe are starters, but maybe haven't played as much as other guys during the year. Maybe they still need their timing back. Other guys you're going to put in bubble wrap and put them on the sidelines and tell them we'll see you in 2 weeks.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. The open man is Smith. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it.
That's good.
12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now a play fake here on first down. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's got this one complete to Stewart.
The pass. Complete to number 8.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like...
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3.
Washington 3.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. From the 10. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Washington offense set to take over again. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And that is incomplete. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the 1st down sticks are. Yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Washington 3.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked.
And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack.
The quarterback taking.
Well, it was 2nd and long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
Tackle made by Chase Young.
Brings up
2nd and 5.
Got an open man. It's Ruggs.
The pass.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. looking to throw. Step, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. If you want a lesson on how to defeat an offensive tackle, that was pretty textbook.
Is that a clip and save? That's what's going to go around the league, and people are going to watch that and say, my goodness, that's how you do it? And I feel awful for the offensive tackle because we always talk about the athleticism of that guy who just beat him. Well, you have to be athletic to try and block that guy. Just in this case, the defense won.
The Raiders on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
He'll get this underneath to Jacobs.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. A 40-yard punt, no return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to bounce.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen.
Intercepted by the Raiders. They'll take over.
You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free. They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
Washington 3.
Comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the 2nd quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks and no touchdown passes yet either. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Second and 11. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
Had a nice move but can't break away. Down just inside the 30.
He was
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And they'll get this down to the 10. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
Washington 6.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
28-yard line.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he stopped immediately there. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Reception here by Ruggs.
Complete to Henry.
8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line.
24-yard line. They'll look to throw here on first down. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
And he's got the hook up to Ruggs.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Out of his hands quickly to Higgins. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Back to throw again. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Sterling Shepard in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where you see the final score there. Dak Prescott leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And you can see they trail the visiting Buffalo Bills in that ball game. Devin Singletary with a touchdown run. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Teddy Bridgewater, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A gain of 3, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
He'll look to throw. And the Raiders have got him. Max Crosby able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now a carry for Jacobs. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Josh Jacobs.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And the ball is knocked out. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Washington ready to try again on offense and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Here's Tressway now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard.
And now here come the Raiders. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
1st down, Las Vegas.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now the ball comes loose. And does Washington have it? They do. And he's got some space. Does the big boy have the juice? And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown.
So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Now the Washington offense back onto the field. They'll go for 2 here. They'll look to throw. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side, you know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Chase Young in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Rolling to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Here's the Raiders punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
2nd and 6. At the 40.
2nd and 6. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 40. 13 yards there on a Washington 1st.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the 1st half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Back to throw here. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
First and 10.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensing the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it second and short.
And a yard.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Terrell Lewis. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Drops it to Jones in the flat.
The pass.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This will be, let's see, 38 yards out. The kick by McManus is good. And that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at FedEx Field, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
2nd and 15. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 15. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
A loss of 5 yards.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. Las Vegas sending out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't it?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. Going to be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. The give is to Jones. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Hasn't been his best afternoon on the ground, far from it, but a critical 3rd down conversion.
This afternoon just got better. All right, you're exactly right. Hasn't been his best in terms of yardage, but that run there, that's the one your teammates look to you and go, okay, that's what we want from you. That's what we need. Now they have a chance to keep moving forward and a chance to win the game.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
16-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. This will be caught at about the 6. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Well, the protection was pretty good there. He was able to hold on to that for a long time, but just nobody could get open.
Excellent coverage downfield. As you mentioned, no one could get open, and he's just trying to avoid the sack and get the ball out of there, but he ends up dumping it off, and it ended up as a negative yardage play.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
On the move to his left. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Chase Young in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They'll look to throw again. Reception here by Ruggs.
The pass.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
At the 26-yard line.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is that right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
Jacobs again.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
15-yard line.
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Raiders are an extra point away from taking the lead. And that is going to put them up by 1, and it sets us up for quite a finish here. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Now Washington down 21-20. At time, a huge factor. Their long win streak in great peril as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Clock running as Washington will try and hurry up. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
3rd down and 4.
Back to throw. And that's caught by Smith. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
Washington.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. He's back to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Conversion is no good. That keeps the Washington 26.
So the inability there to get the 2-point conversion sort of leaves the door at least a little bit more ajar.
And puts the onus now on the kickoff team and the defense to make sure they don't give up a big play that puts them in position to lose.
Especially on this kickoff. Got to be careful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
We get a glance at the Washington defense as they head back out there. And they'll see if they can get one final stop with this crowd behind them.
And let's face it, as much as we want to say it's all about the guys on the field, they can get some help right here from the home crowd. And they're going to try their best to get them motivated, get them involved. But they're going to need to make a play or two in order to keep them in that spot.
The crowd's making some noise now. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
Kendall Fuller there on the coverage.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Washington, a final win here means they'll finish at 14-2.